How do you do these? How do you become your best self, doctor? It's by doing the things I'm telling you. You know, exercise, diet, pay attention to your gut microbiome. If you're constipated, that means you have to do more exercise and more dieting. So this is what I want to talk about on my final run of the year. I know I've been kind of all over the place, it seems, only because I didn't really write it down or you know, planned it ahead. It was kind of out of spontaneity today because I was supposed to run. I was actually thinking about running on New Year's Eve, or one day before New Year's Eve, but since there was a little break in the weather, and it was kind of slow for me, kind of a slow work day, my brain just activated and said, let's just do it today, and here I am. So yeah, back to cannabis. It's helped me a lot in the past, but it was the year 2022, so 23, 24, 25, the past 3 years, I can safely say I've been on and off cannabis, and I've learned a whole lot of things that I didn't know prior to it. Prior, I was just one of those dudes that would hate on it. You know, I would just hate cannabis. Anyone who smoked it or talked about it. And now, ironically, I'm advocating for medicinal cannabis, and it's because I admit it was my fault. I was naive. I didn't know it actually was, you know, has medicinal purposes and can serve anyone, especially for medicinal purposes. Like I said, I don't recommend it for recreational. I don't recommend certain types. It has to be a certain cannabis, certain type, grown a certain way, and you always want to go think organic. You know, in the Mendocino County, there's a company there, family-owned company. Their name is Henry's Original. They have something. They certify their cannabis with CG. It stands for Clean Green certification. It's kind of like the equivalent of USDA in food, USDA organic in food. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's perfect, right? But it's better than what's out there. You know, it's the best thing we can get. Like I said, the best thing is you growing it organically in your backyard, knowing everything. You still can't, you know, control the pests and everything else, but a little bit of luck, you might be able to grow something without, that's, you know, intended for just the way Mother Nature intended it. You know, people in Afghanistan and other parts of the world, you know, Morocco, they like creating hashish, and I think that's a pretty cool way of using it, honestly. You know, a pretty cool way of getting connected with cannabis, and opening up your expanding your conscious, you know. Here in America, the North Coast, for example, they're doing it in Humboldt County. That's where my hash is coming from. But the gummies, I'm gonna see if I can try hashish, like organic pure hashish with the chillum. That'd be pretty cool. I think it's the same as, similar to bong hitting, you know, using a bong, water bong. But the thing is, hashish just has more THC concentration. All right, we got to turn back now. Let's see, we're still recording. We've been recording for a minute. Yeah, we've been recording for 30 minutes and the battery is still good. Okay, we're gonna continue recording. But my point is that I started because I had medical issues. I started my cannabis journey because I had medical issues. Yeah, I could have used big pharma, you know, Tylenol, ibuprofen, yada yada yada. There's 100 big pharma names out there. But I use cannabis, and I've been on and off experimenting with different flowers, as I call it, or strains, or there's different names for them, cultivars. Anyway, and I tried sativas, indicas, pure sativas, pure indicas, hybrids, indica dominant, sativa dominant, and then the 50-50s equal, you know, the ones that are equally balanced. I tried them all. What I learned is I tend to like the indicas more than the sativas, but sativas are also good. They're not bad. It just depends on what you want them for. The reason why I had an inclination more towards indicas is because I was using it for pain and for relaxation. So I didn't want like to be active. You know, I've heard that people use sativas because it's a day strain, right? Where it keeps them, you know, active. But that's the last thing I want at nighttime. At nighttime, I want to be relaxed. I want to be focused, not too active. So anyway, trying to drive my point. So fast forward 2022, I still remember the first strain I tried. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring this up. First strain I tried was Malverde's Revenge, made by a Southern California company. What's their name? Damn, I forgot their name, but they're based out of South. Oh, Green Dragon. I'm sorry, I almost forgot the name. Green Dragon. They're not bad. They have indoor cannabis, but I think they're the new age cannabis companies that focus on high THC, you know, frosty strains, you know, strains that are high in trichomes, stuff like that, which is what a lot of people like. But I'm more of an old school guy. I like the pure indicas, the pure sativas, grown organically outdoors. But nothing against the rest of the stuff. That's just me. That's just the way I roll. And anyway, and I also purchased. By the way, I wasn't looking for that strain. I was looking for Purple Afghani, but my favorite strain was not available. That's another thing you learn as a cannabis user, that your favorite strains are not going to always be available. So when they do come around, and if you plan on using it for a minute, try to buy in large quantities. I know it's expensive, but it's worth it. So yeah, my Malverde's Revenge made by Green Dragon, and there's this company called Fun Uncle. It's another one of those indoor companies, but they have like affordable prices. And they had a pure sativa on sale that day. It was Maui Wowie, and that's the strain. After I smoked, I took one hit from that indica. It was a heavy hitting indica. If you're a novice, you don't want to start off with a heavy hitting strain indica, because what's going to happen is it's going to give you paranoia. That stuff that people dread and white people avoid cannabis. Yeah, so it's better to start off with the low THC sativa preferably Maui Wowie. That's how so after first time I took a hit, after a long time, I took a hit of that Malverde's Revenge made by Green Dragon. I was paranoid. I mean, I was paranoid. And I only took one hit. I was so paranoid, I was thinking, what the hell did I do, right? Why did I do this to myself? But I think I was paranoid. This brings me to another point. That's because if you don't have permission to use it, it's gonna give you paranoia the first time because you don't have permission to do it. So it's always room. That's why people say location is important. You know, when you're gonna use something for the first time, make sure you're with somebody who knows about it and who's approving it. If you're in a place where it's not approved and it's a symbol of negativity, and then you're gonna be paranoid because you're gonna be like, oh shit, I'm high, I'm not supposed to be high. So I think that's why I also got paranoid. I was at a place where I didn't have permission to use it, and I had stunk up the whole house. The whole house was pungent, was skunky. Like when you open the door, it smelled like cannabis, had a strong pungent, skunky smell, or aroma, or stench, as some people call it. So I learned from that. Also, don't grind a whole eighth. If you buy an eighth and you're a newbie, don't grind the whole eighth. Just grind what you're going to use, a little piece, very small piece. So yeah, I did. So I learned. That's how I tell you guys. I learned a lot. So then after that ordeal, first hit, the whole smell, I had to deal with the landlord. Oh, did you bring cannabis in the house? Yeah, I did. Oh, you're not, I don't want it in the house. Okay, it's okay if you do it in your car. So then that's when I got permission. I said, okay, it's not allowed in the house, but I can use it in my car. So that's how I started using medicinal cannabis. But I wasn't really using it in the car. I was going to the park. I was driving to the park and using it at the park, which is another thing you can't do yet in California because